Good evening, everyone. This is the part 2 of the Kyoto Botanical Garden tour. And in this part, it is majorly focusing on the Botanical Garden greenhouse part. And I will put some names and labels on the screen if I recognize them or identify them. And then I will talk through the whole video about my feelings and giving you some background information about this historical site of greenhouse. As I said in the previous video, this botanical garden was built in 1924 and opened to the public. So this year marks its 100 years anniversary. But this greenhouse was built in 1992. And the shape of it, the exterior, was inspired by the Kinkokuji temple of Kyoto. And inside this greenhouse, it is a ring shape that's been divided into 8 sections. So after the whole tour, you will be going the way out where you came from. So the 8 sections are divided based on different climate or conditions. For example, the first one here is a tropical section which is very humid and hot, and you can see there are many different diverse of species. Some are common in tropical area, which make it full sense here because the botanical garden or greenhouse here plays the role as a showcase of some rare species to the local of Kyoto. And some are quite common also in Kyoto, but you can see them through the whole year, not only in summertime. I've been to quite a few botanical gardens and greenhouses in my life, and honestly speaking, the species that I see in those greenhouses are not that rare. Many of them are commonly seen or easily be purchased online or even in offline shops. And as a result, personally for me, it doesn't make much sense because I don't want to go to some greenhouse and see something that I already have in my balcony. I want to see something different, something not so easy to access in my area. But many greenhouses tend to show so many common things. But this one in Kyoto is different. In this section, maybe it's not that obvious, but in the orchid area, I will show you later in the end of this video, there are many species that I have never seen in my life or heard of in my life. Here is a little section of the aquatic plants. This one is Japanese aquatic plants. This one is Asian aquatic plants. Here is African aquatic plants. And this one is the American aquatic plants. And I can see two little creatures here. I googled the name here, the two Pokemon cute things, which is, I think they're sleeping now. Go back to the topic of greenhouse and conservatory. So, how to make a greenhouse or conservatory? I think, personally, what I want to see from a greenhouse is they're not only a showcase or exhibition, but a conservatory, which means they are conserving something. The something could be something rare to the local or something endangered, which is more valuable to the public for educational purposes or for academic purposes or for research purposes. They should be more sustainable, and to show that in this condition of greenhouse we can conserve the plants and they grow really well in this area. Many greenhouses put the priority of display over other things, which makes them like a showroom of displaying something always flowering, always beautiful, always in good condition. But this is not conserving. It's like you buy some roses for your dining table and 1 week later you dump them and you buy something new again. This is okay for your household, but for conservatory, I don't think that's a good idea. The reason I like this one is that they put things here as in a sustainable way. You can see that they have been living here for a long time, years or even decades. Because if you only always show something that could be easily purchased or replaced and put it in your greenhouse, it doesn't give me a good impression of how you are good at conserving. I hope that makes sense, but maybe I'm just babbling too much. What I mean is, I want to see some success of conserving plants. Otherwise, there's no big difference between me and an institution in conserving plants. If the almost perfect condition in your institution can't sustain the plants and extend their lives, then, and also if you can't show something that I cannot have, my question would be, what's the purpose of this greenhouse? It is not a photo booth or photo background, so that would be disappointing. But here, I am very satisfied of what I'm seeing in this one. This is a very beautiful begonia, and next to it is a huge staghorn fern. I have never seen anything this huge. You can literally put a person inside of it, and probably it will hold it. And here is a huge Phalaenopsis gigantea. You can see how big the leaves are compared to my hands. Now we are entering the section of desert plants. So we will see some cacti, aloe, and some many things that I can't name. And here is a perfect example of what I'm saying. You can see the dead leaves are kept on this place, and you can see the aloe is growing from this section towards the edge. But for some greenhouses, for cosmetic reasons or whatever reasons, they will remove the leaves, which make everything so new, so clinical. So unless there is a fungal or viral pandemic or pest pandemic for the plants, there's no need to keep everything so clean, because that's just not how nature works. When you reserve these old leaves, it gives you these natural or real feelings that you are not entering a shopping mall or a hospital. Sorry for the big noise from the ventilation machine, so I have to re-record with this voice track again. This is the cloud forest area or mountainous area, so what it is presenting are some plants that grow on a higher altitude of mountains. So as you can see, they are smaller and many mosses are being presented. And now we are in the room of bromeliads, which are the pineapples and many other species in the same family. And there is also a section of orchids in the second part of this room. And this is Angricum longicauca, which has very long spurs, as you can see that I circled in this one here. And this is Vanda luzonica, originated from Luzon, the Philippines. As a big ending, we will see a lot of Phalaenopsis and Vandas. These Phalaenopsis are so commonly seen in the shops opening. I don't know how they cultivated or how they planted. They are massive, and the spike is just so long. Every flower is orienting the same direction with the same size. So is there anyone can show me how to grow Phalaenopsis in that way? Please let me know. And of course, this last section is very curated, very unnatural. All the flowers of Vandas and Phalaenopsis are purchased from market, especially the Phalaenopsis. You can see the same one in the shops or cafes in their windows. But this is only a small section, and there are so many other aspects that I talked through the whole video about how much I like this place and this greenhouse. So I hope other greenhouses can take this as an example or role model to organize and display and conserve your plants instead of just display. Thank you everyone, and see you next time.